Another Ultramarine character, and technically a squad, has bitten the dust. First it was Acheron and Charon, and now someone much, much older if you were playing Warhammer 40,000 way back in the day. We're going to jump in, we're going to look at this, we're going to talk about this, and we're also going to talk about a potential new Ultramarine stuff coming in March, because you guessed it, it's March for Macragge. So let's jump in and let's get waffling. Now, this death is taken from this book, the 500 World End Narrative Campaign book. It's probably best, if you're reading it and you don't want to be spoiled, to leave the video right now, because it is a big part. Well, I say big part. It is one of the bigger parts of the story, a part of this book. I also want to give a big shout out to a chap called Marius Gage over on Twitter. Without him, I would have never knew who this character was or this squad was, because it was even before my time of getting into Warhammer 40,000. This is how old this character is. So the character that met their end in the 500 World Campaign book was none other than veteran Sergeant Gaius. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of people who absolutely have no idea who that is. Image in the background right now, this is going all the way back to 2nd edition. This is when Warhammer was just taking off. There were stories popping out everywhere. Squads were named after certain individuals, and what you had is Terminator Squad Gaius of the Ultramarines. And as it states, this squad is heavily biased towards close combat, lightning claws, armed Terminators, are first to opponents in hand-to-hand fighting. Terminator squads are very flexible tactically. Every Marine is an expert with a wide variety of weapons and fighting styles. Now, veteran Sergeant Gaius was the leader of this Terminator squad. That's why it was called Terminator Squad Gaius, and it was featured in the 500 World story when they battled against the Necrons. And this happened in an epic last stand. The Necrons began to overwhelm the Ultramarine. Titus was there. I'm going to put the text up in the background as we read from it right now. And it says, in a matter of heartbeats, the situation for the Ultramarines had become untenable. Victory was beyond their grasp. Knowing nothing would be gained by staging some suicidal last stand, Titus ordered a retreat. Bolt weapons thundered, grenades boomed, and melter beams hissed dramatic fury as Titus's warriors blasted a path through the converging foes back to the chamber's entrance. Behind them, Squad Gaius fought a selfless rearguard action, displaying courage and honor to the last. They gave their lives to hold back the Necrosaur and its murderous host, just long enough for the Battle Brothers to disengage. I have to say, I'm not really a big fan of the Ultramarines, but to hold a last stand so your brothers can escape, my heart is with you, my Imperial cousins. So there we have it. Even more old school characters have now been put to the fork, put to the fire, and they have been wiped out. They died in a glorious way, protecting the Imperium, in this case, protecting their fellow battle brothers, and I do salute them. But what does that mean now going forward? Every time they tend to kill something off, maybe more things are starting to get added. And this is where the theory, the foil starts coming in, because next month is March and GW love to give it a hummer because it's March for Macragge. Now, I personally think there's still more Ultramarine stuff yet to be shown off. I know it's been absolutely Ultramarine this, Ultramarine that. I'm with you, right? Give chapters, more chapters that are not the Ultramarines, more love. We've been talking about the Space Sharks, the Minotaurs, the Crimson Fist. Give me Pedro Cantor. But of course, Games Workshop loves their Ultramarines. Now, there is a couple more characters, like they have like Kronos and stuff, which I personally think they could add to the range. I'm not too sure they're going to go down that road. Again, one of the main big things we've been waffling about on this channel is a new Guilliman model. I have heard more rumors that apparently GW want to get rid of the old Guilliman model, like how WoW stocks last, and they're not making any more of it because this could be hinting to the new Guilliman model, which has been rumored now for the past, few months, 6 months, 7 months, nearly a year now. At first it was 30k Guilliman get a new model, which I definitely think is going to happen. Then it was saying, no, it's not 30k, it's a 40k Guilliman model. And then there was another rumor saying, no, it's both 30k and 40k, which again, makes sense. This could happen in the next month of March of Macragge, because like I said, they like to do like a little bit of like hobby goals and stuff like that, where you post your Ultramarine models all throughout the month, you build up your Ultramarine armor. What if in that month it all comes to a big conclusion and we have the reveal of a brand new Primaris Guilliman for 40k and for 30k? I still have no idea why they did those videos. Remember they did the videos outside of Warhammer World? They're all protesting, no more Ultramarine stuff. That led to nothing. That was after they shown everything off. So what in the Emperor's name did all that mean? I'm still confused about all that stuff. I know some people have been saying, since this has been like the Leviathan edition with the Tyranids and stuff, are there going to be like Tyranid veterans for the Ultramarines? It would have made sense that they did get Tyranid veterans in the big edition, that the Tyranids launched their attack in the Segmentum Pacificus. But absolutely nothing. You know, they got rid of the Death Watch and stuff like that. So again, it made literally no sense when it comes to fighting the Xenos forces. Maybe next edition, because I've always have a theory that they're always working one edition behind in terms of stories, campaign books, and stuff like that, so they can keep catching up to the story without going ahead of themselves and having nothing to write while they wait for the next edition. So maybe next edition we'll see some Tyranid veterans or more veteran Tyranid, or should I say Tyranid veterans for maybe all the chapters rather than just Ultramarines. Maybe, just maybe. But I do believe that definitely we are going to get a new Guilliman. And I personally think, again, theory, it could be next month. But don't forget, next month is also Adepticon. And that is the brand new announcement of 11th edition. Well, that's the theory anyway. That's my theory. That's what I'm saying. Adepticon is going to be the announcement of 11th edition. But what if they show off a new Guilliman model coming in 11th edition? It all makes sense. It all makes sense. I'm very surprised right now they haven't done already another Guilliman model for Warhammer 40,000, because Primarch models sell. So I'm very, very surprised they haven't done that. Maybe this is the time they're actually going to do that now and we get to see something big revealed like that. Am I wrong? Am I insane? Let me know down below. All I'll say is that a big salute to Gaius and his squad. You died as heroes. You're joining Acheron, Charon. Anyone else? Ventress, maybe? I know there's a lot of rumor, like, what the hell's happening to Ventress? What is happening to Ventress? I kind of want to talk about Ventress in another video I'm going to do about the new face of Warhammer 40,000. The new Warhammer 40k, and it's all around Titus and that idea of storytelling. So, yes, we'll tune in for another video all about that. Anyway, that's enough waffling from me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, as always. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, are you old enough to remember Gaius and his squad? Second edition? How many people were playing during second edition? Put your hands up down in the comment section down below, because you guys, you're the foundation. You know, I came after that. I came around, was it 4th? 5th, maybe, edition, when I was a young little man back in the days. But yeah, second edition, I stand with you, brothers. Have a great day, have a great night if you're where you're watching this, and bye-bye.